Hello and welcome to my Brit Wrest journey on bbgwrestling.com. I'm Chris Lappin and delighted to be joined on the line by Kiya. How are you doing this evening, Kiya?
I'm pretty good, yeah.
Oh, you don't have to be scared. It's good. Yeah, how's your day going?
It's been alright. Literally done like nothing all day, but
I wish I did that. Yeah, same. I've been to work. That's about it. Made burritos for tea. Yeah.
I've been like packing for uni and that's about it. Not excited at all.
Oh no! How's wrestling going to continue when you go to uni? Is it going to take a hiatus or?
I mean, I hope not. Like, I'm moving to like Liverpool and there's a lot of wrestling in Liverpool, so
yes, that's near me.
I was hopefully there'll be something there.
There's loads of wrestling in Liverpool. Yeah. Oh, hopefully see you more at Wrestle Island. It was really nice seeing you the other week. So, you answering the challenge for Holly Hudson's title was a big surprise.
Yeah.
So it was really nice seeing you live for ages. I've seen you quite a lot on YouTube, so yeah. I wasn't expecting you to come out.
I wasn't expecting it.
So how has your 2022 been so far in the ring?
I mean, it's been like pretty decent to my standard, I suppose. Like, I had obviously had like my A-level exams, right? So I took it like really quiet for like quite a few months, just so I could like concentrate on that. But I mean, like even with that, it's like so much better this year. I've like done so much more than I thought I would, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I thought like, I'm taking it quiet. I'm just gonna work for like seeing like a few little ones that I do that I've done like before COVID, but then it was like debut here and like this happening and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the first time I found out about you was who was I researching for? I think I was researching for the Dave Grant interview, and it was the battle royal came up for Future, and you came in with your tag team partner, and, and yeah, it was a really fun rumble. Yeah, got quite a few interviews off the back of that as well. So it's like,
yeah, I think that one was like my Future debut, maybe.
I think so. Yeah, I think they said coming from Fight Club.
Fight Factory.
Fight Factory.
Yeah.
It's like, from Fight Factory. Yeah, it's like,
that was my Future debut. That seems like ages ago now. Oh God.
What was that? Was it early 2020, late 19? I can't remember when it was.
I think like February 2020.
Yeah, just before.
Sorry, Future.
Yeah, it's good. I really enjoyed that. Yeah, we must have 4 or 5 at the time. He calls it the underpants rumble. So that's when Jack's singlet falls down. You can see his underpants. So it's just like, he loves it. So how was the battle brawl? I thought that when I spoke to Jack and Benjamin, that was like the next big show. So it was like,
yeah. I mean, I quite enjoyed it. Like, I was tagging with Benjamin for that against Joe Cardinal and Bendigo. Sorry, Bendigo. But yeah, like, I thought it went great. Like, genuinely couldn't have gone any better if we tried. Like, me and Ben, like, we spend like so much time together because of like Jack. But like, we just kind of like click in like a really good friend way, and then like it's kind of like it's so easy to just communicate and talk with everything. I was like, okay, this is great.
It's such a great concept for a show. Yeah. Just having all these like not even like qualifying matches. The winners get an advantage in the rumble. It's just it's great.
Yeah,
great show.
At first, the first time hearing the rules for Battle Brawl and how it all worked, I was sat there and I was like, guys, like, you're gonna have to give me like 5 minutes. But, eventually I got to the point where I was like, okay, I kind of understand like what's going on now.
Yeah, if I ever get down south to watch a show, I want to. Well, Nottingham's not really down south, but it's. Yeah, that's one I want to go to. Because I've interviewed a couple of people just before it. I was like, oh, it sounds so good, such a good show. So you made your debut like right at the end, like 2019. So was it like really gutting that the pandemic came around like 6 months into it?
Honestly so weird. Like I think I made my like in-ring debut like, oh god, late September 2019. Maybe early October. I can't remember the exact date. that seems really bad, but like that was like my GCSE year as well, so like there was a lot going on. But yeah, and then
makes me feel old. 1998 was my GCSE.
But yeah, and like that happened, and then like from there it was like I did my debut, and then it was like, oh, like this person's asking about you now, and I was like little, how old are you when you do GCSEs? Like 16.
16, yeah.
16, yeah. 16-year-old Kai was there like, what? This is like, and then I think I made 2 more debuts for like other places, which like for just debuting 16-year-old Kiya, that was like amazing. That was like the best thing ever. And then COVID happened, and like all these other shows and like debuts that were like happening were like, no, thank you. Like, not happening. I was like, I literally nearly cried. Like, it was something, honestly.
So was your debut against Laurie?
Yeah, it was.
Wow. That's an amazing person's debut against.
That honestly, if there was someone to debut against, like just first match in with Laurie, like it was in front of like a load of my friends as well, and because it was like a charity show.
Yeah.
For like, because there was like a few of us going to Nepal to like build schools and stuff like that. But yeah, and like my friends were there, and then like a load of my family were there as well, and like my nan was there, and like I love my nan. Like shout out to Julie and all that. But, there was one point where Laurie literally just like, right. So the only way I describe it, and like we made a joke about it a few the other day. Like it's like a hair mare. That's what we've been calling it. It's literally just grabbing people by the hair, just basically launching them.
Wow. And
Laurie did that like so many times in that match, and ever since then, my nan just heavily dislikes her. But yeah, like I remember, like first match in, my hair was just all over the place. It was falling out everywhere, and I came back and I was like battered.
So was it a short match? I watched it today. It was 15 minutes long? It wasn't like a...
Something like that. It felt like ages, honestly.
See, most people's debut matches like in multi-person matches, but being such a legend like Laurie, it's just like, it must have been amazing.
Yeah. Like when other people tell me about their debuts, it was like, oh, it was like a 10-minute thing, like with this person. It was a 10-minute thing, and it was like a rumble because just wanted a bit of exposure. And I was like, and then it's like, oh yeah, mine was like what felt like 20 minutes with Laurie getting absolutely battered.
Yeah, I'll put links in the description to the match. It's on YouTube, so it was really good. So, what did you make any like tweaks to your character or your moveset during that like 18 months we had off?
So many, honestly. like character wise, I feel like, because obviously like just before COVID, I was like just debuting. Like my character was it still is very, God knows what's going on, but we're filming with it, we're rolling, it's kind of working. But like before COVID, like I was just this ridiculously shy person, and I was just like, you know what, it was kind of like, go out there, do the moves, give it a little yay, and that was it. But like, since COVID, I feel like that's really been like the time where my confidence has gone like, not necessarily through the roof, because like, if you see me backstage, I'm there in just about in tears before a match, because I'm like, it's all gonna go wrong, I'm gonna like, something's gonna happen. But yeah, like, that character wise, like, I've actually got a character now, is the only way I can word it, if that makes sense. And like, move wise, like, once again, like before COVID, it was all very kind of basic stuff. I wouldn't go too far, because like Fight Factory are like really good with like, you know, like younger people. Like, I think it's like under 16s, it's like no big bumps, and like up until I was about 17, so like just as like COVID was about to like wear off and stuff, it was like, okay, let's start getting you doing the like all this more stuff, so like there's more that you can do, rather than you've just come out of like younger generation, so you're like, you can do more now. And ever since like that one little do more now, like, you're old enough, do whatever, my moves have just gone, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, amazing.
Like, I want to do this, and it's like, Kiya, can you do that? And I'm like, yeah, now I can. I'll figure it out.
I just, bumps aren't as scary as I thought they were going to be when I started training. I was just like, the one thing I can't do is they say just do a back bump, just run and do it. I can't do it yet. My body goes, no, you're not doing that. But if I can get thrown down.
Yeah, up until I was like, oh god, I might have been like about 15 maybe, because like, I've always just like been around wrestling, right? And I was happily like throwing myself off the ropes and stuff when I was like 12 with my dad, right? But up until I was about 15, I had this massive like unnecessary fear of rolling.
Oh yeah,
like bumps, anything, I was like, go for it. Rolling, couldn't do for the life of me. Like, I think it was with just a random training session one time with Eliza Rue, right? She just had me in a rehearsal and was like, do a roll, and I was like, no, not happening. But then like, eventually, just like one session within like 2 hours, I was suddenly rolling. I was like, why have I been so scared of this?
It was a bit weird. For the first one, like, can you do a front roll? I said, I assume so. I've not done one for about 30 years. Because I've only been training for 6 months. But it's like, some reason I started training when I was 40. So, I assume I can do a front roll and a back roll. I've never. Oh, Logan out. That's assuming. But I did it. I'm a lot better now than I was like 6 months ago when we started. But it's I'm just really surprised at how much I'm keeping, because I think I'm the oldest there by at least 10 years. So I'm just proud that I'm keeping up with all these younger people. And it's really good. Hopefully make a debut. My girlfriend says, "Oh, you said you're only going to do one match." I said, "Yeah, I'm only going to do one match." so this. Yeah, because this will give away your age. Or you said that you're 18. So who was your favourite wrestler growing up?
Oh god, so I don't know whether it was like necessarily like a favourite, but like the one I always like think of is Dolph Ziggler for some reason. Like, whenever I think of like wrestling when I was younger, it was just immediate thought Dolph Ziggler, and I'm like, don't know why. He's always just like, and like, he's like, I think he's like great, whatever, but like, I'm like, it's such a random person to be like, no, Kiya, that is your favourite.
Yeah.
And then
It was
like,
cool. Yeah. It's like,
Yeah, he was great. 10-year-old Kiya was there like, this is
sure,
the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, because when I was like 10, 11, I loved Shawn Michaels. So yeah, so similar guys of
And then I also remember like just really liking like the beautiful people. Yeah.
I was in TNT.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
I was just like
Addison Rain and Angelina Love. Was that their names?
now I can't remember.
Yeah.
But little Kiya was there, like they'd come on telly, and like my dad always said like whenever we'd be watching wrestling together, they'd be doing all their promos and I'd be sat there like, why are they talking? Like, tell them to stop talking. I want to see the wrestle, right? So, and like just either of them two people would come on, or I say two people, like two wrestlers would come on, and I'd be like, I'd just be sat there like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, they're great. yeah, TNT's women's division, like the early 2010s, was amazing. It was like, yeah, compared to every other what WWE is doing, where they're just using models, the odd good wrestler in between. But yeah, that division.
I did like, and like I still do really sit there and I'm like, wow, Paige is like an absolute icon. Like I feel like she's one of them that's like stuck with me, like just being like, wow.
Yeah, I'm so good. Yeah, I'm gutted she's injured. It sounds like she's trying to make a comeback now.
Yeah.
But so hopefully she just doesn't do it just because, and she actually can come back. But
yeah, as soon as it was like, oh, she's coming to stay back in the UK for a bit, like I was immediately, I think I turned around to Jack and I was like, this is my chance to be like, hiya, I'm Kiya. And he was like, no, you can't do that. Like, and I'd be like, no, because I would cry. I'd sit there and cry.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure she's refereeing a match between her brothers soon.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah, you should try and get there. So.
I don't care if I'm like uni, studying, whatever. I will drive down. I can't even drive yet. I will get myself down there and be like, hello.
Okay, so what prompted you to don the tights to get in the ring yourself? So.
God, I honestly don't know, because like just being around like my dad, and like one of like my biggest memories of like summertime with my dad was like going around the camp with him, and like obviously little Kiya couldn't do anything. Like, but just like going around and like being with all the wrestlers and sitting there and watching all these like people, and I don't know, I feel like just being around it constantly, I was like, you know what, I just kind of got to go for it at this point. So then like from when I was like, I couldn't even pinpoint when I started training, right? Because it was just kind of like every now and again I'd come in and I'd be like, and it would be like little skinny 12-year-old, like I'm supposedly like quite small right now, but like 12-year-old Kiya was even smaller. Like there was nothing to her. But yeah, it'd just be like in training, the guys would come up, oh, Kiya body slammed me, and like I wasn't doing anything. They were like but 12-year-old Kiya was like living her best life.
Wow, that's amazing. So for the listeners, who is your dad?
My dad's Dutch. I think he just goes by Dutch now.
Dutch.
Like Eden Dutch. Sometimes he goes by.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's got like I hear him announce for different things, and I'm like, what are you going by now? But yeah, just
the Lincoln Dutch now.
Yeah. So now I feel like I'm gonna get a message like, "Hey, why'd you say that?"
So was like a Paige and like Dolph Ziggler who you like to want to mold your style around when you start training? Oh.
I mean, like every now and again, like when I started, I'd be like, oh, they do it like this, so like maybe I should try it. And like a lot of the things like Ziggler did just didn't work for me, and for some reason I still kept trying it like that. because I was like, no, because it's cool, and it's like, it doesn't work for you. And then like, I don't think I've done much like Paige at all. So like, I idolized them two so much, but then like looking at my wrestling, I'm like, it's like you don't really though, do you?
Yeah, because I said it to I think I said it's Benjamin when I interviewed him. So it's like when you create a wrestler on the 2K games, you kind of usually just give them like a base set of your favorite wrestler, but then as you see cool moves off other things, you go, oh, I'll swap that move with that move, and then you've got this.
I feel like that's how I do my wrestling in general. Like I see something, okay, let's give it a try, and like if it works, it works. If it don't, I'm like, okay, next thing then.
Did you have any crazy ideas for characters when you were little, like who you wanted to be? Like, so?
Oh god, like, I mean, I was little, right? My dad would always like make me on his like wrestling like 2K games, right?
Yeah.
And he'd always be like, oh, so like, what's your wrestling name gonna be? And I was like, oh, I'm going to be Princess Kiya. So up until I was about 13, it was just like, no, because I'm Princess Kiya. I'm Princess Kiya. And then like, yeah, it was just like everything was like pink, and it was Princess Kiya all over. And then I think I got to like 15, and it was like, okay, you need to like actually think seriously now. But then like, it was like, you know what, a little bit of pink, why not? Just sprinkle it in, and it's back to full pink again. And then I think it was at Future the other day, they announced me as the something Princess Kiya, and I was like, ooh, have we made a full circle right now?
Oh, amazing.
And I was like, oh my god, this is not happening.
So did you have like a list of like dream opponents or dream promotions you want to work for in like the next like year or so? Or?
I feel like dream opponents, I mean, Harley Hudson was on my list.
Yes.
But that's happened now, and I'd honestly 100% happily do it again. She's like one of the best people to work with. Like, I love her so much.
She's one of the people who see, I think them having them 18 months off was amazing for her, because she got herself in this amazing shape, and she seems to have grew in confidence from getting herself in this amazing shape. Yeah, so post coming out of lockdown, she's been amazing ever since.
Yeah. So like, she's just such a cool person in general, and I was like, at working here, I was like, this is like one of my bucket list matches. Like, it's happening. But I feel like just from like growing up around wrestling, like I really liked like Lana Austin. She was like one of my people that I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh, is that so cool? But then like, oh god, I feel really bad like forgetting people's names. But yeah, then like promotion wise, another person. I did have Chantal Jordan on my list for quite a bit. That happened. Like I made like a mini list at the beginning of the year. There was like 5 people on it, because like I was like, COVID's gonna shut us all down again, and nothing's gonna happen, and I'm gonna have my exams, and like nothing's gonna happen. I'm gonna do nothing all year. But I've ticked off like loads of people on this list.
Wow.
So now I just sit there and I'm like, who do I want to face now? Like I really want. I'd like to face like Lucia Lee again. Like the first match we had, like I think just a lot of stress, like, and not a lot of nerves, and like it just didn't come out like the way we would have wanted it. So like I'd happily like redo that match again. Like, she's lovely. But then like I also want to face like people like Robbie X. I've grown up around him for like ages. Like little 12-year-old Kiya was there when like it was young Robbie X.
In his mask.
And now I see him now, and I'm like, you're still like, you're so cool, and like I was like, I remember training with him in like, I think it was like Lincoln, like town centre or something like that, because I can't even remember why we were there, but the ring was set up and we was just going through stuff, and he just turned around like, okay, so like just jump at me, and I was like, okay. So that was literally the time I learned to like do all these like ranas and stuff.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I was just, and I feel like just watching him like come from like Robert X to big star Robbie X, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I saw him live, and I was so excited to see him live, and then he got injured within the first like 2 minutes of the match. I was like, oh
god.
Yeah, it was him versus Mark Haskins. I was like, oh, I've never seen Mark Haskins live, never seen Robbie X live. So yeah, and then the match, yeah. But yeah, and then LK Cleary came out and replaced him, but it wasn't a bad replacement. Like, but I was so looking forward to seeing Robbie X live. I was like, oh. Got injured. I was like, oh, but oh, so good. I haven't been back to TNT since. I haven't been able to see him again. So, but hopefully, you'll be there again soon. I'll be able to see him. But yeah, he's amazing. So
cool.
Yeah. Hopefully, when you make your way over here, you'll be. But because you'll be on TNT, more Wrestle Island, and there's Kingdom of Wrestling and Paramount, and who else is there? This is Wrestling. And,
that would be like a dream, honestly.
oh, Infamous, that's just started up.
Yeah. I feel like I just want to work like as many places as I can as possible. Like, I always knew like this year like wasn't gonna be like anything like spectacular. So like, but I feel like in the next like year or so, that's when like it's gonna be like, oh well, I'd hope it'd be like, you know what, or like, let's try and get something going.
Yeah,
like,
Wow, well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and and still Wrestle Island Women's Champion, Holly Hudson.
Right, so if you're a promoter for a day, promoting an event, so using wrestlers you've worked with, trained with, wrestlers are associated to you in some way. If I give you a match type, you tell me who put that match. So,
Okay.
cool. And it's your show, so every match can be intergender, 3-way, 4-way, 5-way. You can throw a stupid stipulation in if you want to.
Right.
It's your show. Cool. So who will be in your opening contest to get the crowd excited?
Okay, so God. See, I was thinking about this like for like the past hour, and then like it's all just gone. So I'm like, wait, who is it? So, Jack, I love you and everything, but I would put him in like the opening because like I feel like he's just one of them people that can work anyone, do anything, and then I think I'd put him against probably Kyle Kingsley.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Because like every time I see them two have a match, like, whether it's like tag matches, whether it's like them two having a singles, it's always like amazing, and like it would be like both of them are constantly like would be a great main event though, like doing whatever. But I feel like that'd just be a really strong opener because they're both like amazingly talented and like just
yeah, definitely.
I think it would be great.
Yeah, it'd be a great clash of styles as well. That that Fatal 4-way they had at Wrestle Island a couple of weeks ago was great. It was just a bit short. I thought it was going to be an elimination match, so when it ends, I was like, oh, okay, it's ended. So I think that's why there wasn't the reaction though. Everyone thought it was going to be an elimination match. So, it was a great match. Yeah, my girlfriend calls Jack the Jack with the tambourine. She can never remember his surname. Just Jack with the tambourine. Okay, what about a comedy style match?
Okay, so I feel like Flex Buffington definitely has to be in this.
Yes.
He's amazingly talented. Like to even take away the comedy, he's amazing. So yeah, I'd put him in there. I think I'd make this a 3-way. Right?
Oh. Okay.
So I don't know how it would work. There's a reason I'm not a booker. But I'd probably put like Benjamin Harland in there as well because like, he's always like just like speaking to him. He's always got something to say about everything. So I'm like, go for it. You. And then I feel like there also needs to be like a bit of like a more healy kind of guy in there because I feel like that's a lot. So, who would I stick in there? I need a third person. I didn't think this through.
Do you want another comedy guy, or do you want a straight guy to go? The straight man who would take everything too serious, and they'll just get battered by the two comedy. Yeah, maybe somebody like.
Can I make this a 4-way?
Yeah,
I'm gonna make it a 4-way. I'm the booker. I do what I want.
Yeah.
On the day this is being announced, I put Dirtbag Dave Stewart in there.
Yes, he's funny.
And Jason Joshua. Like, I don't know. I feel like that'd just be. There's a lot going on in that match, right? I feel like they'd all be able to like make some sort of sense of it and put something on. And like, I feel like Benjamin would have like a little like. I feel like he would have a little. Why do you stick me in this comedy match? Like, you'd work it out. You'd work it out. I know you. You'd work it out.
That sounds fun.
I feel like the other three are very character, and like Ben is very charactery, right? But I feel like he'd be the first one to be like, let's add a bit of straightness to this match. Let's
That could be fun.
To have at least like some sort of like let's make this make sense.
Okay, your women's title match.
Okay, so I'm not gonna put myself in this because like
You're gonna put yourself in the main event. So.
I don't know. I'll throw myself in somewhere. But I feel like I'd put in Harley Hudson for a start.
Yeah.
Chantal Jordan. And I think that's who I'd put in. I think that's them two. I think I'd just have that as a 2-person match.
I don't think has that ever happened? I've never
don't know, honestly.
Trying to think.
But, like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to like try and find out now.
I want to find out if that's ever happened. That's a match I'd really want to see.
But yeah, like Harley's just this like big, muscular like gal,
and
like Chantal Jordan just hits you really hard.
Yeah. Is she still stupid looking? Is she just turned 18? Chantal Jordan. She must be. Or was she older than that? I'm trying.
I think.
Oh, she just turned. Oh, she just turned 20. Was she 15 when I first saw her wrestle? Like, so stupid.
I think she's. I know she's like not much older than me.
Yes, I'm sure she was only like 16 when she had that match with Joey Janela in the streets. So some stupid. Oh, but yeah, I need to find out if that match has ever happened. I want to watch that match. But, yeah.
Yeah, I just genuinely think them two are like two of the like top women, like young women's country, and I was like, I've not seen it.
No.
So like, if I'm a booker, I can book what I want. I just want to see this match happen.
Yeah, I saw Chantal against Lexus Falcon at TNT, and that was great. That was a great match.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Cool. What about a mid-card title match? So like your Workhorse title.
I honestly don't know. In all honesty, like, I feel like I'm just gonna like put over the people that I like at this point. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire thing anyway. JAC, Jack of Clubs. I'd stick him in there. I think he's great. He's like quite good at comedy wrestling, but like I don't really want him in the comedy match. He does too much comedy. Like, lad, I want to see some wrestling. Like I've seen him wrestle so much. Like, we've wrestled each other so much. Like, go in there, do his thing, and who can I throw in with him? I don't know who I can throw in with him at this point. I'm trying to think of wrestlers that I know that would like work well with him.
Something like David Grant or Hustle Malone could be fun.
Hustle Malone. Like, I know he's just
retired.
Retired. Very soon, but like that would be good.
I love Hustle. I loved his protagonist of British wrestling gimmick was amazing. So
we're just throwing everyone in this match at this point. But like, I feel like Clubby can work well with anyone. Like, Jack of Clubs.
Yeah.
He can work with anyone at this point. Like, he's very much open to like listening to everything.
Yeah.
Working with her. So I'm like, you go with them, and like I feel like David Grant, don't think they've worked together, so that would be great. And then like Hustle Malone, he's not worked with someone like us, so throw that in. Why not?
Okay, what about a hardcore Extreme Rules style match? So this can be anything from 24/7 comedy hardcore match straight up to deathmatch. You can make it as hardcore as you want.
Right, first person I'm gonna chuck in there is Big Effing Joe. Right.
Yes.
I love him. Like, I think he turned around to my dad at one point and was like, if I'm ever backstage with Kiya, if I'm ever near Kiya and you're not there, I'll look after her, don't worry. And I was like,
yeah.
Like, he's just one of them people. And like, I was backstage at a show with him, and they forgot to take the weapons bin out,
Oh wow.
For this hardcore match. I don't know how it happened, but next thing you know, like we're all just like sat backstage, like watching the match through one of the TV screens, and he just comes charging past, like they forgot the weapons. Like, I've never seen a man pick up a bin and just exit a room. Like, just so much like, what's the word? So much like purpose, and I was like genuinely kind of scared of him right now. Like,
oh no.
But yeah, I'd throw him in there. I'd throw in what's his name? That's really bad. I'm really sorry. Antonio Gonzalez. I'd throw him in there. Like, watching him at the past few Kumite shows, like I'm not a big fan of like hardcore. I can kind of deal with, like there's a line that I draw.
Yeah,
like as soon as I see a bit of blood, I'm like, we have gone too far, guys.
I could do a bit of blood. It's when they start like digging glass at people's heads or throwing people through light tubes and barbed wire. I'm like, I think I've got to. I don't like being pierced. I don't. But yeah, I do.
I was stood with Carl Kingsley at the Kumite show, and I was like, "This isn't for me." And he was like, "Hey, do you want to just like sit down? Like, oh, like we'll just you stay here with me." And I was like, I will. Like, just about in tears. A bit of glass just came flying, and I was like, I'm gonna die here.
No, I don't like it.
My mum's gonna question why I've died, and it's gonna be she was at the show. Like, I didn't, thankfully. Like, but
yeah, I watched Rory Coyle versus Aspen Faith, and he powerbombed him onto a pile of VCRs, and I was like, how can that be?
Oh.
I saw, but that's just you can't even. They're doing like nicely flattered. They just pulled them all out. There's just spikes everywhere. I was just,
I actually sent this video to Jack, like literally like an hour ago, that I saw on Facebook, right, on just this like wrestling page that I follow, because it just posts random videos, right? And this girl like powerbombed this other girl into, like this sunroof of some cars.
Oh yeah.
Straight up powerbombed her into it, and like the car just like kind of collapsed in, and I was like,
oh,
not for me. Like, I joke about it with like, I think the last Kumite show, me, Jack, Tyler Owens, Antonio Gonzalez were all just like stood there like after their matches, and it's like, oh no, because Kiya's gonna do one. And I was like, no, I was like, yeah, I love the hardcore and deathmatch and wrestling. Oh, it's my favourite.
Yeah. I think every wrestler I've been to say they want to do one death match just to see. I was like, I couldn't think of anything worse than being.
I feel like if I really had to, I reckon I could get one out of me. If someone suggested like light tubes and stuff, you know what? Maybe I'd just like get the adrenaline going.
It would have to be like the end of a long, really heated feud where it made really a lot of sense for me to get hit in the head with a light tube.
Really good day. You'd have to get me on either a really good day or a really bad day for me to be able to like go and do one of these matches. Like, if someone was to message me now and be like, "Hi guys, do you want to do this?" and I'm like straight up, no, no thanks. I'm okay. Like, double my wage, triple my wage, not happening.
Yeah, plus I need to go to work on Monday, so I don't want to be big scars coming out my face. So,
yeah. I complain enough like after wrestling like a normal match. Like, I'm not. I hate to imagine like what I'd be like after one of them. Like, I couldn't.
Yeah, no, I don't get it. No, I don't like it. Yeah. So if one of your opponents went under the ring and pulled out a bag? Would you want it to be drawing pins, or do you want it to be Lego that you got thrown onto? So.
See, from what I've heard, drawing pins actually hurts less than Lego.
Yeah, it does. But I'm like,
part of me's like, y'all are all kidding me right now. Like, y'all are lying. But
it's apparently it's a bit more stingy with pins, but you don't get a huge, massive bruise like you do with Lego. So it's like, whether you want a big bruise.
On like one Lego brick. So like, if I really had to, it'd be pins. And even then, I feel like if I'm not in the most extreme adrenaline rush of my life, or like I've not hyped myself, or like give me a month's notice if I'm doing this. But like, I feel like I'd just get to a point I'd be like, no, thank you. I'd just roll out, find an excuse. The thought of it.
No.
It makes my stomach like proper curl. I'm like, ugh.
Oh, no, I don't like it. No. Do you want that like that Young Bucks match where he brought up Haribo and he started tending that they're all like pins and this.
Oh, I'd happily do a land on Haribo. That seems great.
Cool. Where are we up to? I think we've gone off on this tangent. Your tag team title match.
Okay, so this would have been a good time to use Act 2, right? Because once again, some of my best mates. But go away. I'm not putting them over more than I need to. Like, their egos are big enough. Oh god. Okay, so some form of combination of like Northwest Strong, right? Like, I just think like any of their little combination, I'm just like, this is gonna be great.
Yes.
Like, I don't care which two of you want to throw in. Just
they're all amazing.
exactly. Like, and then it's like when people are like, oh, like, who's your favorite member of this tag team? I'm like, I don't know. I just like the moves. But yeah, I'd probably throw like them in, and then have them tag again. I feel like this is like my downfall, because like tag team wrestling is like never really been my thing. Like I appreciate it, but I've never been like deep into it where I'm like, oh, tag team wrestling, I want to watch that. Like,
I think your face.
oh my god, why do I know new tag teams? I feel really bad.
I'm trying to think. Donna's Pain
I've
and
already
Art.
used Grant and Carl Kingsley, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I feel like them two tagging together, like I like it when them two tag together. I think
they're amazing.
Yeah.
BDK.
BDK.
Yes.
I throw them with BDK once again. Don't care which combination. Like,
you can make it any two members against each other, and the rest are lumberjacks.
Yeah. Like, I feel like any combination of like them two just throwing against, I was like, BDK. I think they're great peoples, right?
Nice.
And then Northwest Strong, I'm just like, you guys are like really good. So like any combination, I'd be there, and I'd happily just sit there and be like, wow, tag team wrestling.
Cool. And your main event?
Okay. I'm not going to throw myself in the main event. This is like.
Well, you're going to do a father-daughter main event.
As soon as it's like anything, like, oh, this is like a big match. This is like this. I'm like, oh god, like I suddenly like my nerves go up like 10 times more. So I am not putting that kind of pressure on myself. But main event, right? So I'd throw Robbie in there. He always has a great match. He always has he does his entrance, and I'm there, and I'm like, this is gold. This is amazing.
Surprising he never got onto NXT UK. I was just like, never made sense.
No. I'd throw Flash Morgan Webster in there as well, because once again he's like one of them wrestlers, and I'm like, god, this is amazing. And then
how did they release him 2 weeks before a show in Wales? It made no sense. At least you would have had all your Welsh wrestlers at least on the pre-show or something. Just like, that's what it is.
And then like, this is going to be like a really random. Can you have a 3-way as a main event?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can. This is
Yeah.
my company. I do what I want.
Yeah.
Just for like a little bit of like spice, I feel like I'd throw Bret Myers in there. Just to be like,
yeah, he's fun.
Like, you're not like either of these two people, but in you go. Like,
I'd like that.
be a thing.
I'd be interested.
Yeah, like I just feel like it'd be like you've got like Robbie X going all over the place. You've got Flash Morgan Webster, and he's just great in anything. If I'm just gonna say it outright. And then Bret Myers, I can't name like. I mean, if you really put like off the top of my head, I can't think of like an appalling Bret Myers match.
No.
So I'm just like, go in, do your thing, do whatever. I don't care.
I'll be a great card. I'd really like to watch that card. Yeah, I like that tag team match just to see what combinations we could come up with.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be a great card. Cool. So where can people see you in the near future?
Oh god. So I don't think I've actually been announced for anything actually on in the near future yet. So I feel like I can't be like see me here. But you can see me places. That will be announced soon, hopefully.
So should they just look out for your social media?
Yeah.
So.
Look at my social medias. I'll
most
likely post it on there.
Cool. What is your social media? No.
So my Instagram is just at Kiya Wrestler. I think my Twitter's the same. I'll probably have to double check that, but I think it's just at Kiya Wrestler.
It'll be right in the description below the interview. So.
It'll be there. And then my Facebook page, I don't use Facebook that much. I only use Facebook to look at random videos and send them people. But I feel like it's the same.
Yeah.
I hope it's the same, because otherwise it's going to really throw me off.
Yeah, the Facebook page for this podcast is literally my Instagram feed. Just sends stuff over. I don't tend to post much fun.
I think I've got like one of them like Linktree links or something like that in my Instagram that takes you to my Facebook page anyway.
Yeah.
Like I never remember it. I'm just like, it's there.
Yeah.
Find it.
Cool. I'll link everything in the description below the interview. So I've really enjoyed speaking today. I'd love to have you on again in the future. That was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah.